Hello everyone, Melanie here. How are you all going? I wanted to come in and do another video around what we spoke about at the beginning of the week, around being able to become competent in areas of communication and speaking so that then you can have more of that confidence because you're competent in that area. So today I wanted to talk about is that communication, you cannot delegate it. You need to be able to upskill and empower yourself so that you can be able to empower and upskill others. So leading on from that is that you've got to take the action regardless of how uncomfortable it might be, being able to take that action to overcome any feelings of overwhelm or fear or anything discomfort around that, because by taking the action it then breeds the competence that you need in order to breed the confidence that you need in that area of communication. And let me know in the comments as well, like if you've ever been in a situation where you think, oh, I really wish that someone else could really speak to that person or those people instead of me, because I really just do not feel comfortable in that moment of having to communicate something that might feel a little bit difficult, a little bit awkward. So say, for instance, it might be in an organization that you need to speak to that particular person who you're going to have a difficult conversation around, but the avoidance of doing that is actually more painful than it would be in the moment of being able to take the action, build the competence on dealing with those situations to then have confidence to do it again. And then in business, if it's around speaking out and sharing more about who you are and what you do, again, the same thing. The more you avoid it, the more you procrastinate on it or wait for the perfect moment for everything to be just right, or think, oh, someone else can do that for me, or I can jump on and do heaps of marketing and doing all of these things. However, if you're not able to communicate that with others, then it's going to be lost, because again, that feeling of uncomfortableness comes from the fact that you don't know enough. You're not confident and competent enough to be able to do that. So things like, I wanted to share with you things that I have done to upskill myself to be competent in those areas of communication, and things around when I used to work in an organization and I used to lead teams and manage teams. And there was always situations where I'd think, oh, I really just do not want to deal with this today. But I couldn't delegate that to someone else. I had to make cuts. I had to reduce staff hours. Like, there's no one else that's going to be able to do that for me. But then I know that by having to reduce someone's hours, when I know they have families and I know that they have so much other things going on, I couldn't delegate that. I had to do it no matter how painful or uncomfortable that was for me. I had to do that as the situation and position that I was in. So I then was able to learn more about how to have those difficult conversations. I upskilled myself. I had mentors within the organization that I was in to be able to help in those areas. And then I was able to do that and be able to take the action. I become more competent. Not that it's then becomes really easy to do when you know the outcome that's happening. However, I was able to do it and come from more of an empathetic space to do that. So then I had to upskill myself in public speaking because I avoided it at all costs. I absolutely hated doing it. But when I learned how to do that and I took the action each and every single day and each week to be able to overcome that fear, I then became competent and then I was confident. But if I didn't put in the time and effort to do that, I couldn't delegate that to someone else. So then I built a business around that. Then I was in a situation where I thought, well, how do I actually sell my services? How am I going to do that? Well, I had to learn. And I had to have people that were going to be able to help me to be able to do that. So at each stage in my life, in my career, and in my business, every time I came up against the communication factor that I couldn't delegate, but I didn't want to avoid it because I knew that I would never grow. I would always have a glass ceiling, whether it's in an organization or within my own business. I would create my own glass ceilings because I couldn't delegate certain factors of it, but I couldn't avoid it if I wanted to be able to see the benefits and be able to empower more people. So what I want you to think about is that what action are you taking each and every single day in an area of communication in your life? Like, what area are you potentially avoiding, procrastinating on, or waiting for the perfect moment or the right time or the right situation? Because later really doesn't exist. You're never going to be ready to do it. Now is the new later when it comes to communication, because we cannot delegate it. And also to think about is that we tend to withhold a lot of the things around communication because we don't know how other people will react or respond to it. But again, we cannot control what other people are going to do. You can only control the things that you are able to do for you, which means by taking the control and the power back to you is that upskilling yourself. It's then going to give you that competence and confidence to be able to do those difficult situations, practice them, and become more competent and confident in that situation. So really sitting down and thinking, what areas in my life would I love to be able to have the power and the control for myself that I cannot delegate, and be able to upskill myself? And what action are you taking each and every single day in order for that to happen? So sitting down and being able to get a pen and a paper out and really sit down and work that out, and maybe what's some feelings that are holding you back from doing it, and maybe what that would look like for you in the future if you were able to start taking that action and being able to do that communication for yourself. Because you want to be able to empower yourself. There's so much empowerment when you learn how to do certain aspects of communication in all areas of your life. There's nothing more empowering in being able to do that for yourself, because then in turn, you're going to be able to empower other people and give them permission to be able to do the same. So really, let's empower yourself. Let's empower other people by upskilling yourself in areas of communication that you know that you have been avoiding, or you do it, but you think, oh, hopefully I never have to do that again for 6 months to a year. And then that moment comes again and you go, oh, I'm here again and I haven't done anything about it. So really thinking of those things of where you're at to where you can go. And communication takes effort, it takes hard work, it takes a habit. Communication is about building a habit. So thinking about all of the things that you do every single day that's a habit, right? You get up in the morning, you do exactly the same thing, you go to the toilet, you go to the shower, you make your breakfast, you get dressed, but you're thinking of so much other things in your day that you've done it unconsciously because it's become a habit. You go to the gym every day, you do fitness every day, it becomes a habit because you do it every single day. So if anybody has ever been in a situation where they drive from maybe work or home to the same place each day and week, and you turn up and you go, I don't even remember that drive. Like, I don't even remember that journey. Like, how did that even happen, right? I've been there. Pretty scary to think that you've been in control of a car and you cannot remember the journey. But again, it's a habit that you have built, that you are competent and confident enough to switch off in that moment and get to your destination safely. Communication is the same. It's building a habit that you can go into any situation and be able to do it without even thinking about it, the same as you do with things that you do every single day. So that is me for today. Let me know some things that you are looking to do to take some action on communication each day, thinking about those habits that you have throughout the day and how can you start building communication as that habit so that you can be able to take control and the power back to you on something that you cannot delegate out. Have an amazing day, everybody, and we will chat again soon. Bye for now.